Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Today we want to continue again with chapter 27. And as we stopped yesterday at the story of the Queen of Sheba with Solomon and how she was sending him gifts, trying to bribing him to not to seek the number one, the invitation of La ilaha illallah. There is only one God worthy of worshipping, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was his main target. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He want to establish a king appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His job is to spread La ilaha illallah in the whole world. And this is what was happening here at the time of Solomon. So she tried to bribe him with some gifts, and he understood that. He understood that already God have given him so much. He can control the whole earth. He has so many things he has able to control. So here, what we find out that ارجع إليهم. He said, just send them back. فلنأتينهم بجنود. ارجع إليهم, send back these gifts. I'm not accepting these gifts. And then I will bring junud. I will bring soldiers. لا قبل لهم. They never saw these soldiers. Remember, this Solomon has ability to control humans. He has the ability to control birds. He has control to speak to the animal language, ants language, jinn and demons. Everything was under his command. So he said, I will bring them. He's showing, and he was showing the strength which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given him. لا قبل, they never see. وَلَنُخْرِجَنَّهُمْ مِنْهَا أذلة وهم صاغرون. And we will expel them. We will get them out of their land as humiliated captives. And that is because they're refusing to Solomon. He could just leave her as a queen over there if she accepted Islam, accepted to become a Muslim, accepted to be under his kingdom, and she can enjoy whatever she's enjoying. But if she's going to refuse, if she's going to fight back, he is more stronger. Then the next step, which he is, and this is a very important thing we need to understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He sent messengers, when He sent prophets, when He sent people who have, special connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will definitely support them with miraculous signs and signs, things which is extraordinary, beyond the human ability, as we see and as we saw. And this is why Allah is trying to make that queen enter Islam or becoming a Muslim and believe in Solomon as a prophet by making Solomon do a little bit miraculous or extraordinary action before she comes to him. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the time of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he brought the Quran. The poetic nature of the Quran, the ability of the Quran to change the hearts of the people at that time because of its literary abilities, characteristics, was huge. And this is why Muhammad was not a boy. He sat there. He was there with his tribe for years, but he never became a Muslim. He never was a poet. Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he never was a poet. So that was the extraordinary. Muhammad he's talking about, life, death, action, equality, human rights, alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is what happens. This is the extraordinary, because why I'm saying this, because at our times see different kind of people making up things outside of the realm of the Quran, outside of the realm of the truth. In African countries, so many people are claiming prophets. The prophet, this prophet, and they're all just trying to steal people's money, take people's money, and they have no idea what they're doing, but they just try to manipulate the public, and they're trying to deceive the public. That's why the Quran again, why it's extraordinary and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we discussed this before, that He put so many miraculous signs, scientific miracles. We only were able to discover those over the past 50, 60, 100 years. That was Muhammad, he was just a person who worked as a shepherd or a trade man for some years, and that's it. He has no microscope. He doesn't know anything about physics. He doesn't know anything about chemistry. He doesn't know anything about astronomy. But all of this were in the Quran and was proven correct. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He make He trying to basically stimulate the human logic, stimulate that there is an extraordinary ability, there is an extraordinary power behind this book. And that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the same thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to make that job of the Queen of Sheba and her people, of course, to believe. So Solomon, he said, oh, let me do some kind of a miracle, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the power to do so. So he said, he asked, who can bring me her throne? And as we know from previous, that her throne was something marvelous, was something huge. Because that word, the bird went there, he said, it's a great throne. So Solomon, he said, let me do something. I will try to bring that throne here as an act of extraordinary ability. So I will throw her that throne, and probably when she sees that, her heart will soften. She'll understand that Solomon is a prophet of Allah, a prophet of God, and she become a Muslim. So قال يا أيها, who can bring me this throne before they come to me as Muslims, as submitters. And the word submitters here, it can be they're submitting for his invitation to come to him, or they can submit, or he knows at the end of the day they will become Muslims, and they will be surrendered to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to La ilaha illallah, and they will leave the worshipping of the sun. قال عفريت من الجن. عفريت من الجن. عفريت is one of the, like, basically muscular, biggest kind of the demons, or of the demons. It's a huge one. So that one says, oh, I'll bring it to you in a couple hours before you leave your he was kind of judging between people 2-3 hours a day. So he said, before you leave this meeting, I will bring it to you. وَإِنِّي عَلَيْهِ لَقَوِيٌّ أَمِينٌ. And I'm indeed, that is a powerful jinn. He said that I will bring it to you, and I won't break anything with it. I'm a very trustworthy, and I'm very powerful to bring it to you right here. Remember, that's a 4-month trip. Going from Jerusalem to Yemen is used to do it at that time in 2 months. Going back from Yemen to Jerusalem, another 2 months. 4 months trip. He said, in 2 hours, I'll do it. Then, قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك. And this, somebody else in his meeting, on that meeting, from his surrounding, he told them, this guy, he has ilmun min al-kitab. We don't know what kind of knowledge, what kind of science, what kind of physics, what kind of optics, what kind of this guy knew. But he said, I will bring it from Yemen to Jerusalem in a blink of an eye. When you change you're looking at something, when you change your sight, or you're looking from one place to another place, I'll bring it to you. And that is what happens here. So we don't know how this happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give this prophet a lot of knowledge, a lot of science, maybe optic science, maybe physics science, maybe energy transformation, maybe different dimensions. We don't even know. And it's not even our interest to go into deep things which we don't even exactly know. But somebody was able to transform or transfer that throne into Jerusalem in a blink of an eye. يرتد إليك طرفك فلما رآه مستقرا عنده, when he saw it standing over there, what Solomon says? When Solomon says, when found that this throne came from Yemen to Jerusalem, Solomon was so, he said, "Oh my God, I'm the man. I'm able to do, me and my people are able to." No, 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 no. He didn't say that. He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's given me that power, that knowledge, that science to be able to do anything I want. Even bringing a huge throne to me instantly. So he said, هذا من فضل ربي. Indeed, this is a gift from Allah. So He can test him. So He can test me. أشكر أم أكفر. So I will be thankful, grateful, or I will be ungrateful. So Solomon, he understood the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm giving you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He gives somebody something, money, wealth, science, He wants that person to understand that this is from Allah, not from himself. Because the person will be worshiping himself at that point when he believed that he is the one who got it. No, you didn't get it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He have put the circumstances and the conditions around you and the environment for you to get that money, or for you to get that status, or for you to get that position, or for you to have multi-billion dollars. That's Allah. So you have to thank Him because He's the one who gave you all of that. That's the same thing from Solomon. So each one of us, whatever he got, he has to be thankful to Allah. There's so many things, and that we always look at the negatives. What is going wrong? We never go at what is going good. What is going good? And say, thank you, Allah. And one of the things is to believe it in your heart that this is from Allah. It's not from you. And He can take it at any time. So don't get connected with it. And the second thing, which is the most important, is to thank Him, is to use what you have gotten for His service. You have the money, you have to donate your money. You have to look at the orphans, look at the needy, look at the institutions, look what you can do in charity work. That's what the money. Your health, you can volunteer to do good things. So all of these things, this is saying thank you in a practical way. So this is what Solomon understood. وَمَنْ شَكَرَ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. Whoever thank Allah, showing gratitude to Allah, it's for himself. It's not for Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need the thanks. It's for the person himself to take away the being selfish, being I, mine. It's not from you, it's from Allah. And this is a very important. So that's when the people look at things which Allah have given them and look at it and say, it's not from me, or not because of me, it's because of Allah. It will be easy for them to give it out. It will be easy for them to give it in a donation. And that is why one of the biggest things we have as a problem is people accumulating so much money and they're not giving it for the sake of Allah. If the people give some of their money, we won't have these problems. The orphanage problem, the polluted water in Africa, the diseases we have in these countries, all this stuff, we won't even have it if people are donating and they know and they're not attached to the money. which Allah have given them. So whoever shown that is for himself. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ, whoever showed ungratitude, whoever is ungrateful, فَإِنَّ رَبِّي غَنِيٌّ كَرِيمٌ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most what? He is the most rich. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who has everything. And He is the generous, who is going to keep people giving more and more, even they're not worthy of His giving, but He is, because He's so generous. And He doesn't need, Ghaniyun even doesn't need anybody. Allah doesn't need anybody, but we need Him at every time, at every second. Heartbeat, you need Him to keep your heartbeat going. Your eyesight, you need Him at every second. To your eyesight, you can see. You need Him for everything in your life. أقول قولي هذا.